Come have some fun and watch some games. Time to get crazy. It's night and day. Yeah.
Alright, I'm starting the recording like a big cheese donger. You can.
Alright.
Travis, why are you laughing?
Just only the donkiest of cheese, I guess. That sounds like it could be a disgusting thing, but
I'm sure it's sanitary. Night and day, back again.
yes, we are back in the world of Little Hope.
Oh man, so yeah, we're back, and we're going to dive back into the end of Little Hope. Well, actually, the end, sort of, the end via the beginning, because what we're going to do is, you can see here, we're doing a new story, but we're going to do the Curator's cut, which I'm kind of surprised is not with an apostrophe. It's not this particular Curator's cut, it's just for multiple curators. Any curator can use this cut.
Right, exactly. So I guess we're now an extra curator. So we are part of this new crew of curators, the CCs. And so now we have access to this new thing.
Yeah, so after you beat the game, you can see the alternate play through the story. So this is going to reveal some extra stuff, insight into the different character motivations and things like that. So they had this in the previous version, or the first Dark Pictures Anthology game, Man from Medan, and now Medan? I don't know, I didn't play it, so we didn't hear them say it. So now you get to hear me butcher it. So anyway, we're going to dive into the Curator's cut and get a whole new insight on how this game works. Even though we kind of know the whole thing was, you know, Anthony's got to do some PTSD after a bus crash. But yeah, this still should provide a lot of cool insight and maybe give us some more detail on some of those things where we were trying to fill in the blanks with how some of the characters worked out, and maybe at the end of the whole thing, when everything's said and done, we will know exactly why, or we'll have a lot more information on exactly why things turned out the way that they did.
Right, yeah, exactly. And like, it is interesting now that you have to see Anthony have his psychotic break and like go through this whole story, and now we get to see kind of, I guess, the motivations of the different parts of Anthony's like psychotic break, essentially. So now we just get a deeper dive into, I guess, what's happening inside of Anthony's head. So I'm curious to see for sure how they're going to go for it. So.
They do not want you to select with the controller and then type in the keyboard.
No, they are not a fan of multi-controlled processes.
Processes? Do you have a processes for me? Do you having the processes for me? Anyway.
Anyway. Even Angela, I thought in the beginning she was going to be like really cool and great. She was like really off-putting towards the middle, and at the very end she was like overall pretty solid, like a pretty cool turnaround.
Yeah, Angela definitely redeemed herself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Taylor would have if we kept her alive more, but she just had like one kind of nicer moment with Daniel, and she's like, oh, I'm being reasonable now, and also I like video games and I like paladins, and I'm dead. So
yeah. And I'm dead. Oh man.
Oh yeah, by the way,
that was enough. Yeah.
In editing, I did notice that the flashback to Anthony's house, and we're going to find this out right now again, but that did happen after the bus crash. So the whole thing, we were saying, oh, maybe the demon scene in that is proof positive because that happened before any of the psychosis really hit. And that's not at all the case. So that even the demon in that opening scene was after the bus crash, so it still could have been part of Anthony's psyche trying to give him answers, trying to fill in some blanks and rationalize what happened to his past.
Right. And that could also be like like this is what's happening while he's like passed out or whatever from this bus crash.
Exactly.
And yeah, so then that's what's driven him into this whole like break that happens afterwards.
Yeah, so unfortunately the demon is on the wrong side of the bus crash to kind of say, oh, there's definitely actually some mystical elements to this.
Right. That. I guess like yeah, at least you could see it happening. It's just like it's such a cool like element to it. I would love to see it like play out in real time, or in actuality, I should say.
Yeah, I still hope that at least the demon was real and at least some elements of this. Oh, and here's the part that you pointed out before.
Something wrong?
We got a problem up ahead.
The cop already gets a little suspicious here, and then when Anthony says, hey, there's people back there, the cop doesn't get more suspicious. Which is a little bit funky. So here, yeah, he already goes, oh, you seem a little confused. And then Anthony's like, I'm okay, but I have to get these folks to where they need to be.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then the cop's just like, oh, you seem like a totally sane individual. Sure, you continue doing this job. Like, I can't imagine he's just gonna take this and be like, okay, all right, you're crazy. Continue on your way.
Yeah, you're driving, a car is approximately 2 tons, so you're driving this 8-ton vehicle, and you seem like you're out of it. He's not gonna ask him to step out of the vehicle and do like an intoxication test.
Yeah.
Like, if he wasn't suspicious of him at the beginning, then okay. If the first note of suspicion was Anthony was totally fine. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I just need to get these people where they need to go. Like, but no, he was already like, buddy, are you okay? You seem confused.
Yeah,
and then Anthony points back and says, I need to get this empty bus full of people to where they need to go. And the cop at that point should have...
We're going the wrong way.
He should have basically said, can you please step out of the vehicle, sir? Like, I've never met a cop that, like, carefree in my life where they're like, oh, okay.
Right, exactly.
Just go on your merry way, buddy. It's totally fine, totally
exactly, fine. Yeah, nothing to see here, obviously. It's like, you're totally great. Love what you're doing with the whole pretend passengers thing. You got me. Well, and then, yeah, on to...
Some of the ideas of Anthony just running around like, hey, listen, buddy, you're not helping. I know, but all we have to do is just like, I think we should split up. Hey, I really want to get with you, Daniel. Could you come over here for a minute? Like anything with this interaction of these 5 people is just crazy and funny when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the whole Taylor Daniel thing of like, oh, hey, big boy, come over here. And he's just like, he's just doing like the fake makeout thing where his hands are like on his back.
Yeah, exactly. That's just, wait, what you doing, Anthony's brain? Yeah. So anyway, all right, so now you can see in this version, we're already getting the difference from the Curator's cut. We are in the shoes of Tanya, and we are not in the shoes of Anthony for this opening segment. So let's see how this pans out.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I mean, hopefully there's going to be a handful of these, or at least a little bit more than a handful of these, because yeah, I really want to get to see that new perspective. Maybe we get a lot more like insight onto Victor as well, because he has a very interesting story. It seems like in the original anyway.
I just had a rough day today.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot more than just 1 or 2. Like, you don't do a whole alternate playthrough version of the game to just add in 5 scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
I just caught the game with the guys, honey. That's it.
That's not it. Never is.
There's talk.
So these guys, they're both right, because James was right that the factory was going to close, and Anne was right that James hits the drinks a little bit too much, because we saw the notices in the factory where he was showing up to work drunk.
4 weeks running.
Right. And he was not exactly he was not exactly a like star employee.
You can't deal with anything.
Like, kiss my ass or whatever was on it.
Making a mountain out of a molehill. Getting yourself worked up for nothing.
So the history of showing up to work intoxicated.
Single-handedly keeping our family family
Is
together
that
is
right?
far
Like,
from nothing in my
yeah, the
book.
factory pressure
could
is
use a
real,
little
but
help.
you know he's not helping things by showing up to work
would be
drunk,
happening.
especially if they're
Real
talking about
love.
firing people and all that.
Don't
Like,
you get
hey
how
buddy,
exactly.
The only one feels
Your head's
pressure.
on the chopping block.
factory situation
Probably
is
don't
serious,
want to
and real serious.
just put a target on your back while you're
right
showing
now.
up for work drunk.
or a Walmart. Those things are heavy. Don't carry either of those on your back. All right, that was a horrible joke, and but I'm bummed. See you guys next time. I'll see myself out.
Oh my god. Well, look, I mean, you definitely don't want a Walmart on your back. That's just a cheaper version
Oh.
of Target.
The
Hey.
typical, let's make
I had a
sure
great
that the
And I really enjoyed
actual
the ride.
mouths are not in the frame so that we don't have to animate the kiss.
The kiss, right, exactly.
We're just gonna move the head. Oh, uneasy or affectionate? I think she likes Vince.
Yeah.
Vince definitely
You're
thinks
funny.
that
Me?
she likes him because for us to take the actual ending seriously,
I gotta get away from here and my wonderful family.
it
Yeah,
meant Vince
Like,
never
right now.
got over what
Right,
happened
yeah.
to Tanya.
Exactly.
You don't
like-
live with them.
And Vince, I guess Vince was working at the
Oh. Okay, playful or approving. Both of these are brainy decisions? That seems unlikely.
Let me check my
Both of
diary
them
to
seem
see
much
if I've
more
got room.
heart-based decisions.
Girls like me are in demand.
No doubt. I'll swing by around 8 tomorrow.
All right, so now we see more that Vince is all about the sun god. He has got his sun symbols all over the place. He's like a
yeah,
freaking
every
Autobot.
single
Let me
every
put one
single
here on my
place.
car. Let me put another symbol over here. Let me make sure the Decepticons know what team I'm on.
right, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going to start
exactly.
climbing through
I
the window
wonder
unless that door
exactly,
gets fixed.
like where that comes from. Hopefully, we get some backstory because he is plastering it
How's things?
everywhere he can.
Let me
That's like
guess.
his like
He's been pumping iron
graffiti
again?
artists have this
They've been at
tag,
each other's
and
throats since
that's
Tag
like
got
he's
home.
tagging literally everything he's owned.
Heard that so many times they sound like a broken record. Same thing again and again.
It might help if you actually gave a fuck.
Wow,
So,
Anthony.
for once.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Nothing new here. They've been arguing since we were in
Seems
diapers.
bit
Well,
much.
if you were in diapers, I was better trained.
Dennis, for the 10 millionth time, will you shift that shit of yours up into the
Hey,
attic?
some respect. This is a valuable, rare, and
So,
sought-after collection.
same outcome, obviously, but quite different interactions between
I
the
think she was a Marine sergeant at past life.
between the children, I guess.
It's interesting to know that they were adopted super young.
Just
I
Dennis
didn't
doing
know
what he's good at.
necessarily.
Being really Dennis.
What a
Yeah,
surprise.
exactly. What age they became part of this family.
Huh. And they're actually choosing some of the different dialogue options than we chose as Anthony.
Hey, Dennis.
Because we did
Yeah,
not
that's true.
choose Dennis is doing what he always is doing. We chose the
Hey!
other one. I wonder
Not
if
now,
they
sis,
always
I'm busy.
choose, if they go by the record of what you chose during your first playthrough and then they always choose the other?
That'd be interesting. Like force you to see multiple new
Quit acting
perspectives.
Yeah, because it gives the playthrough even more of a new feel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's so weird with the creepy jump scare music for Megan again. It's just like, now that we know that there's no horror element, it's like, she is just a nice, or a girl who wants some attention. Maybe not super nice, because
I mean,
we don't know if she actually lit fire to her own house of her own volition.
right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. We don't know exactly what the what the reasoning was for her to put her doll there, or if it was just a simple mistake. But she did. Yeah. She did lock her
Maybe you should talk to
mom
Dad.
away,
It's not a great idea for me to get
seemingly on
involved.
purpose.
You know what I'm like? I
But
just
we
upset
don't
someone.
know
This sounded
if
more
that
serious than
actually
the usual
happened.
bullshit.
Because this
They were
is
talking
all
about
potentially
Megan. She's
Anthony's.
done something bad.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Oh.
know. Yeah.
So Tanya cannot support Megan.
I can't say I'm surprised. There's definitely something off with Megan.
I don't know
Either
where everyone
comment
keeps
is
picking on her.
anti-Megan.
Okay, Mr.
Right.
Shining
And it's
Knight in
interesting
armor.
because
Where's
Vince
the
is all
love
about the
that's
sun god or whatever, and
Megan's gone
Tanya has her
upstairs.
moon
Maybe you could go check on
necklace.
her. If you don't
Oh,
have other
yeah.
plans.
Maybe they got that on purpose because they want to be like a couple of pals.
Right, yeah.
Get complimentary.
You're my son on your moon.
Jewelry stuff, yeah.
Right.
In Final Fantasy X, they've got like son. Oh, we finally get to be.
Nice. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can talk to Daniel upstairs.
Dennis?
I mean Dennis.
Okay.
Sorry, Dennis Daniel.
Yeah, exactly.
Just want to know how my sweet brother is doing.
Not so good.
I wonder if he lives upstairs.
Clarke has stomped all over my records.
She's your baby sister. Anyways, looks like she's got better taste in music than you.
Nice. All right.
Wow.
I'm just gonna try and go to everything as we get to it to try and get
Right.
as many shinies as possible, since we know that this is timed.
Right, yeah, that's a good call, for sure.
Unlike the other parts in the game that we found later. Oh, everything is locked.
Hey, Mom? You there?
So, according to this, Megan just kind of locked everything, but we don't know if that's what really happened in the past, again, or if it's Anthony's psyche kind of saying, hey, you know.
Right. All we know is the fire is real. All of this could be just some weird, like, made-up version in his mind.
Oh, cool.
She knows he's going to be dead. Some little shit has been peeking out
Nice.
my diary.
Ooh, a journal. Today is a snow day, so I'm stuck at home wrangling M while Mom cleans. M is apparently Megan, and Tanya is apparently a bitch. M's a living hell. You'll have to watch her constantly. If you take your eyes off her for a moment, she's away creating havoc somewhere. Today I found her playing with Dad's matches. Fortunately, she didn't light any. I shouted at her. She started crying, and then Mom screamed at me. I've been trapped in the house all day. V's at work. I feel miserable. I'm going to write it down, though, to make sure that anyone in my house can read how I hate everyone in my house.
Just keep it, easily accessible on the corner of my desk.
Exactly, yeah. Unlocked. Well, she said Megan might have been putting her eyes where she wasn't supposed to be.
True.
Yeah, kids make mistakes. Yeah, exactly. Kids make mistakes. Although it does sound like if there's no mystical elements that actually happen in this game, it sounds like more than Megan was just making mistakes. It sounds like Megan was an actual even evil child. Not Puritan Mary, but actual Megan, who had super bad grades. Like, the priest complained about her. And
she's constantly
playing with
getting
matches,
into
trouble. Yeah. So it sounds like if there was no actual demonic entity, that Megan was just a kid who was like pissed at her family and decided to light the crap up.
Yeah. So to blaze it and see what happened to everyone else in the house. But even then, like, she also killed herself in that. So
right.
It's like,
So
it had to be something. Yeah.
Not necessarily, because if there's no demonic entity and there's nothing supernatural, then she's just dumb. She's like a bad kid who's dumb. She lights up on fire to like get back at her family, but she didn't understand the repercussions, and she didn't think it through enough, and she got herself caught up in it. So it is possible that she made a mistake so bad she got over her head, or she was just that stupid. So
I guess I guess it is possible to think you have a lot more control over a situation than you actually do when you're a child of that age, and you don't understand the gravity of what you're doing until it's already too late.
Yeah. Or she's just dumb. Yeah. Because there are smart kids and dumber kids.
Right.
I had a busy shift at the diner today, covering for Jeanine. Jeannie. Okay, covering for Jeannie, but she's going to cover for me tomorrow night. Murray was cranky as usual. Mr. Handy was up to his usual tricks, brushing against my ass at every opportunity. I poured coffee in his lap. He won't be doing that again. But I'll be fired. Tomorrow, I see V for the first time in a week. Is that it? Good, okay.
Good.
Not super into the insights. And I was a big fan of Tanya at the beginning, but now, since she's all anti-child, I'm anti-her. Oh, who's that poster? I feel like that's a real... Look kind of like Tom Petty. All right, open this door. Oh, it's locked, of course. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Locked. Examine. Is there anything else in here?
Well,
Can I play records?
she plays tennis. She's a tennis champ.
Ah. She plays it and she doesn't suck.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Alright, can I go into this little doorway? I can! Church of Terror! What's this? Oh, no, I want to get the shiny before...
Okay.
No, Tanya!
Nope.
Dude, I pressed that door for like a fraction of a second. Tanya, get your ass away from that door before Mr. Handy goes after it and open this... There we go.
Mr. Handy goes after it.
That's her words, not mine. What is this? Oh, we're in Anthony's room, and now we're seeing that Anthony has like a long history of being super into the Salem witch trials.
Puritan, like, okay, kind of level stuff.
Yeah, that's good that we see more of that as foreshadowing than just like, oh, you're supposed to make a connection that the bus driver had a tiny little book on his bus, and Anthony had a book that he liked when we went wandering downstairs. Like, that's so weak. That's not enough.
Yeah, I'd love to get more backstory into that. That'd be so great. Plant the seeds.
Yeah, make the connections like not impossible to perceive. All right. Oh, can we just look out the window, Tanya? Come on, you can do it. All right. I'm pressing the move faster button, and it's having an impact. I don't know if impact is too strong of a word. She is moving. All right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that wasn't actually timed. That was like it would keep.
Okay.
Oh, it would keep going until I went downstairs.
You walked down there. Okay.
Keep calm, carry on, baby.
Nice.
We're gonna spy on little Megan. Tanya is not a good sister.
Doesn't seem like it. Definitely not the case.
I'm invisible. That isn't right at all.
All right.
I guess it's actually.
I'm not doing that.
Tanya's not super bad.
Definitely could be a worse sibling.
If Megan was legit psycho, then Tanya's totally fine.
No, I get blamed for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Not fair.
Oh, so she's talking to the puppet or to the doll. She's not talking to a demon.
Right. Interesting.
Not listening.
Was there a big shadow of a demon there, though? That was an interesting.
Someone who actually cares about me.
Yeah.
Did you see that shadow on the left?
Yeah. That is so weird.
So there's still.
I don't know if that's the implication or if it's just bad lighting or what.
Well, since there's. Wow, that was freaky.
You see that?
Oh, now we're gonna see how Tanya gets locked up.
Oh. Wait.
What the hell?
Is that Megan's room?
Megan.
I guess it was Megan's room.
Then it would be weird that you would give the youngest child access to
Anthony, where the
the
hell
patio
are you?
like that.
Anthony, where are you, goddammit? Anthony.
But then again, it's not like the father was a great parent. It seemed like the mother was doing what she could, but still.
I mean, they wouldn't think she'd be like crazy enough to jump over the side.
Right. Yeah. Well.
Do we still see a demon?
I think so too.
We do.
Yeah.
Tanya.
So.
What's going on?
Why do you call her Tanya? Is there anyone who's ever pronounced that name Tanya before?
Tanya.
Tanya.
I don't think that's even an accent I've. Hey there, Tanya.
So now we're thrown right back into the intro as it was before.
Right.
I wonder if we're going to be Tanya and we have a choice of trying to go back inside like an idiot or trying to actually climb down.
I really hope so. Because
change the entire game.
Yeah. Her idea is like, I know, there's a building on fire, or I could potentially just break a leg and jump. I'll take my chances with this burning building.
Yeah, not a lot of people do things that make sense in this game, and it's a horror game, so that's kind of par for the course. But yeah, some of these cases are like particularly over the top. In the would anybody really do that?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Where the hell is
everybody!
Anthony! Help!
So it's cool to get the Tanya perspective on some of this stuff.
Right, for sure.
Although,
Now-
don't know why she's pissed at Anthony
Hey!
so fast. Like, she was locked outside for
I got trapped
like
in
less
the
than
attic.
30 seconds, and she's like, Anthony, I'm getting really
so-
pissed off.
Exactly. I'm so pissed. Well, she meant in general because Megan
Because
is
she's
just
pissed at Megan.
right.
I like how, like, completely this scene has zero tension right now because of the whole outcome of the game.
We've seen it all already, so it's like okay, we get it. Dying.
Yeah, we're just looking
Die
for.
faster.
Not quite that harsh, but we're just looking for any level of, like, is there any hint in here that says whether or not this really happened or this is all in Anthony's head?
Right. Is this reality or no? Because I have no idea at this point.
See, I still don't get that John's head, like, actually had his jaw broken there. It just looks like he was crushed, but it doesn't look like his jaw was like, completely dislocated like the John monster.
Right. I guess yeah. They could have made it like just hang more or something like that.
Yeah.
That would have made it perfect. But
They could have easily done it to, like, make
Yeah.
sure that that's the clear indication of what happened to him while he died.
Right,
Oh,
yeah,
now,
exactly.
are we Tanya? Oh, we get to make a choice. Climb down or open.
Ooh.
Oh, let's see what happens if she climbs down.
Yeah, for sure. I can't imagine she'll survive, but that'd be great.
All right, take your time. It's not like there's a fire or anything.
No, for sure. Just relax.
Oh, her scarf is gonna get... Oh.
Yeah.
Cool, so we're gonna get to see the hanging version.
Ah, interesting. Man, she really knew how to tie a scarf.
Yeah. It's the strongest scarf that there's ever been.
And once again, Megan falls victim.
Anthony backs out of the burning building because he's like, oh, it's too much fire and everyone's already dead. And then somehow, after talking to this guy, who we'll see if he's Judge Wyman, Anthony decides to run back in for no effing reason. Alright.
Pretty much, yeah.
Calm down, music. We know Daniel's dead.
We get it.
Alright, is the
Okay,
passerby Judge Wyman? Yes, you have matches in your hand, but that doesn't mean run inside and die.
Mom, stop!
Oh, he said mom, so he didn't know if she was alive or not. That's why he ran back in.
That's true, because he never saw her die. He saw everyone else.
Yeah, okay. So that makes more sense than we gave it credit for.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Confirmed kill. Gotta find
Yeah.
mom.
Confirmed kid.
All right.
Yeah, he's going in there to make sure that she's dead. He's just psychotic.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to be sure I can check out all 5 off my list.
Yeah, exactly. He opens the door. She's like, "Oh, thank God!" He just like closes it and blockades it.
And now we go back to the part where the curator looks like the most badass guy.
Exactly, the most
before
pro
he's
wrestler.
prim and proper mode shows up.
Right. He's just pro like wrestler. Gonna drop kick you and then steal your wife or something.
So yeah, as we said at the final episode, I'm pretty sure Curator is supposed to be the actual incarnation of death. I don't know if that part got cut from the final or not, but in part of our discussion about the game before, we basically were picking up on the clues that the Curator is supposedly death, because at the very end, when he's at the end of the game scenario, he's reviewing your final decisions, he's like, oh, I'll see you again, at least one more time.
At least one more time, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that combined with some other, all of his knowledge and, you know, when he
Yeah, exactly. He knows, like, it's like, okay, you have choices, but your choices will lead to, like, these few outcomes, and I know all of the outcomes, essentially. So, yeah, it seems like he has a lot more knowledge than he's letting us in on, and he also, but it's also interesting that he's like, oh, but it's not my place to say, so.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there were other parts that I noticed going back through in editing, like when he says things like, "Oh, not that there's anything wrong with death," and then he does a little smirk. Like, that makes more sense. Like we thought it was just like, oh, he's a playful guy and he's like, you know, playing off the dark themes, and he's got that kind of personality where he's got dark humor. But no, like that smirk makes even more sense if he himself is the incarnation of death.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very interesting.
If
Yeah.
the story has been told fully, completely.
Oh, okay.
The truth of this story isn't.
So he's giving a little bit of a different introduction here.
The
Because
story
it's
can
the
change
curator's
a
cut.
great deal when told from a different perspective.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean,
Chance to walk in different
I
shoes,
always
make
wanted to
fresh
hear more
choices,
from this guy, so that's cool that we
discover
get the
new
extra
things.
opportunity.
Disconcerting, no? I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. This particular story isn't fully fleshed out. It's only part written, and the choices you make will complete it. The fire, no, there was nothing you could have done about that. What's happened has happened. Or has it?
All right, so
Anyway,
now we're getting back
look
into the
to the
part
future,
where
I say.
it's the same as the first time through.
Who was that before? Yeah.
Eh? You are about to enter.
He's going to end on.
Confusing.
Oh, there's a funeral to
perhaps
attend.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
world. How
love
disturbing might
funerals.
depend on what you choose to believe, and how confusing on the path you choose to take.
Well, that's interesting. How disturbing
There are
depends
an
on what you
infinite
choose to
number of
believe.
directions in which one could
So,
travel.
is it really a thing,
We
or is it
seldom have
not?
all the information that we'd like, but we have to choose our
Is there
path
really
nonetheless, and
mystical,
hope that we get the clarity,
magical,
and the
demonic
outcome
stuff,
that we
or
want.
no?
Or is it, yeah? Do you want to believe it's
As in
all
life,
Anthony
your
all day?
decisions will matter.
But I mean,
Choices
the
you
game
make will
made the
It
people
implies that
disappear.
it is.
How the story
They're not
starts.
like, there's no, we were looking for that alternate ending where everybody walks out.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
How many more
Yeah, that's very
deaths
true.
is entirely up to you. It depends on the decisions that you make. What are you? Rational? Emotional? Do you trust your head or your heart? There is no
Yeah,
right
I think he's
answer.
going through his whole
Sometimes one is
spiel
best,
again,
and sometimes
essentially.
Yeah.
the other. My advice
So-
for what it's worth is
Oops, I dropped a thing on the floor.
thine own
Oh.
self be true.
Well, hopefully that means that we'll get some more
But
curator takes on
I'm here
things too.
simply to record what
Like
you
not
do,
all of the curator
not
scenes are the
to
same.
help you.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm not supposed to interfere, you see.
I'm not supposed to interfere.
Place.
So it is interesting that
No.
if he's the power or the incarnation of
But I
death,
am
like what is pulling his
apparently
strings?
allowed to
I mean, in
share
this
wise
universe, it could
words
be
from great
death exists
storytellers that
like
have
an
gone
actual,
before, where I feel that
an incarnation, a personification of death exists in like a million
one
different
final
religions. So it's not
Yeah.
just saying that
there are
like
pictures
there's any
in
any
little
one specific thing
that
is
will, if
pulling his
found, show you a
strings.
vision of a possible
Yeah,
future,
yeah,
something
exactly.
that may
He's just saying it's not my place
or may
apparently.
not
So it could be
happen.
one thing, could be
Use
many different things.
They
Could be
might help you.
something that he figured out
You
himself.
have a funeral to attend. Off you go. Have fun. I do enjoy a good funeral.
All right, and we're at 35 minutes.
Okay. All right. So we'll put a big pause at the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to do it for this episode. For future episodes, depending on how many things that we encounter that are sections that are exactly the same, that as what played out the first time, we'll potentially just cut those segments out and get to the next parts that are the new scenes. Or if there's parts that were mostly the same, but they still contain like little smatterings of new stuff in them, we'll probably keep it. Or if you guys want nothing new or nothing, you just want us to cut all the new parts and see the parts that we've already seen before, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's like, what is with all this new crap? I just want to see you guys play. It's like, wait, you're playing Little Help? You're supposed to be playing Batman over and over and over again. But yeah, definitely let us know if you guys have any preference. But really, I'm looking forward to seeing what some new stuff they have going on for it.
Yeah, and how the changes we already picked are going to affect things. Because I'm looking forward to seeing like the new form of dead Tanya chasing Taylor.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like it would be very cool to at least see how they did it, like for the new style that they had, or just a floating ghost actually sounds a lot more intimidating than a ghost that's just has a hunk of wood next, like behind its back. So
yeah, it's cool in concept, but like dragging around a funeral pyre with you is like a little bit. It just makes you slow. But anyway, we already kind of went through the concept of how strange it was that it was slow. But if everything's in Anthony's mind, then it can be It can be super threatening and deadly, even though it's moving at a snail's pace. But yeah, exactly. I want to see the new freaking one. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Join us next time to see what new changes are going to be into the game. We'll skip some stuff where applicable so we can fly through and see the cool changes as they appear. And yeah, that's about it. We'll see you guys next time for some more Little Hope action from the Curator's cut.
Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Look around and you'll see more information, and then you look around and you see nothing.
Yeah, exactly. More information is. You're so gullible. You actually looked around.